Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today, and thank you for joining me in SpringWatch. This is 14 days worth of video projects going to be coming out to you back to back every day for, like I say, 14 days, focusing dominantly on the Spring Summer catalogue and also the Celebration catalogue. And this is today's project. I love this. This is the Birthday Bouquet Designer Series paper. Little bit of Celebration going on there with the stamp set. And if you can see, let me just wait for the autofocus to work. There we go. A little bit of Wink of Stella on there, and on these ice creams that have got sprinkles on top. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make this. I have already started scoring and then the house phone went and it doesn't shut off quickly. So, piece of cardstock that measures 8 by 11 inches, 20 by 28 centimetres. This is soft suede because that's the brown that's on these ice cream cones, and although I'm using balloons on this one, yes, Fennel agrees, which doesn't have the brown, I do like it anyway. So 8 by 11 inches, 20 by 28 centimetres. I'm going to have to call her in a minute because she'll just keep shouting. Score it at 4.5 inches and 6.5 inches, which is 11.5, 16 centimetres, and you score on the long side. Then you turn it round to get the short side. I have to take that off autofocus in a minute. Score it at 1 inch, 2 inches, 6 and 7, which is 2.5, 5, 15 and 17.5 centimetres. We're going to take it back to the long side, and you can see quite clearly these two horizontal score lines. We're going to score at 5.5 inches, but only down to the second one, which you can't see at all. There you go. There, which is 14 centimetres. Rotate it so that you do the same on the opposite side. So 5.5 inches, 14 centimetres, and that's so that we get this line here, but these are going to, this section here is going to get hinged up, and we need to get those lines going all the way through. So let me move the scoring tool. I'm also going to take this off autofocus even. There we go. Okay, so my score lines, just these long ones, ignore this weird one in the middle for the minute. So fold and burnish those. So basically all the score lines that go all the way from one side to the other, fold and burnish those. Okay, so you can see all of those. We're going to cut that one and that one, not this centred one. We're not cutting that one at all. Oh, there goes a spare bone folder. I will show you in a second. So cut straight down there and notch very slightly into this part. And although this looks complicated, it's not. It's just scoring, it's just straight lines. But I do believe in making life easy for you when you fold up and close a bag, or a box, or a pouch, or anything of that variety. Okay. So let's move those out of the way, and I'm going to hover with this for a second so you can see where I've cut. Okay, and what's going to happen, we're going to ignore those score lines that are going that way. They're not the ones that are relevant, it's this half score line that I've put in, because you see what will happen is when you fold that bit up, this score line is going to run alongside that. If I begin to, can you see? It's going to fold round like that. So that's why we put that extra one in, so when the box is built and it closes in, there's no resistance. Sounds complicated, I promise you it's not. So let me turn this over because I want to put my Designer Series paper on, which is, as I said, it's from the Birthday Bouquet Designer Series paper pack. Love it! It's so pretty! It's so gorgeous, and I want to eat the ice creams and I want to blow up the balloons and send them off, and I love it, love it, love it. Can you tell? And it measures 3 3/4 by 4 1/4 inches, which is 11 by 9.5 centimetres, and that is because the box is 4.5 by 4 by 2 inches, which is 11.5 by 10 by 5 centimetres. Okay, whack a load of that on. So this is going to be the front of my box, I have decided. stick it on there, so which means I need to put adhesive on the inside of that because I want to get it to stick down, and I also need to put it on there. So I'm going to do these side panels first. So adhesive on the squares, oops. And these are going to stick under this one that doesn't have any paper on it at all whatsoever. And you just line it up. And as I said, this line here is going to marry up to this one here. Oh, I've got my fingers stuck. My fingernails are a bit long. And if I bend that way, I don't know how well you can see in the light. So that's the scored line. This one here that's running parallel, that's irrelevant. That relates to this one. So when you bend it, it all bends together. See? How clever? Oh, I think of everything. Okay, so this is the front of my box. So I'm going to run adhesive all the way down. And I'm going to get it into the corners as much as possible. She's now upstairs shouting. I can hear her. I don't know who she thinks she's talking to up there because I'm in the house on my own. The boys are at school, so she's noisy. Okay, so I'm going to take a few seconds to line this up. So again, I want to line this bit up with the bottom of the box. And this one as well. And all my scored lines now marry up. See? Love it. If I hadn't put those scored lines in, I'd have had buckling and it would have bowed and it would have just been ugly. And we don't like ugly on crafty projects. So that's why I spent some time putting the score lines in for that purpose. And if you do get a little bit of that, where I didn't get the glue in the corner, little mini glue dot and it'll hold it down. Right, let's put my labels on because they're very sweet. So I've gone for Pool Party and Whisper White. These measure 1.5 by 3.5 inches, which is 4 by 9 centimetres. They're both exactly the same. And you get your triple banner punch and line it up to the middle one. And that's your banners made. And so I want to stamp on here now. So I've got the Celebration stamp set, Honeycomb Happiness. So if your order is over £45 or £60, sorry, €60, you can choose this for free. There's a whole load. There's 11 different things that you can choose for free. I hope that fits. Oh, it's not going to. Oh well. There's loads you can choose. I'm not sure what it is in all of the dollar varieties, but that's what it is for me because I cover Europe. Yeah, and you can choose that for free or lots of other things. Okie dokie, let's get this on. So soft suede ink. Didn't test this to see if it would fit. Let's just have that. We won't worry too much if it goes off. Yeah, that's okay. It doesn't matter. And then I've got some of these so cute honeycomb embellishments. They're in 3 colours. There's the plain white one, so you can spritz it and check. Whoops, that's the sticky backing off it. So you can change the colour. It is a white one. There's another white one. Let me show you that one. Oh, it's not going to open. There's Mint Macaroon, which is the one I want, and then Blushing Bride. And what they've got, which is what I'm struggling with, is they do come with adhesive. Oh no, this one's going to open. They do have an adhesive backing on them. So peel that off, peel one half off and position it on the half you want it to go on. Okay. And it will open out, but when you peel off the backing of the other side and you open it, they are very springy, and stick it down, that's what you get. Super cute, isn't it? How lovely is that? That is so adorable. And then simply to finish it off, I'm just going to stick it on there. I'm going to do a little bit of Wink of Stella in a second. Got one of my little bow paper clips. They're so cute. There is a front and a back. Where the square is the front. The other part is the back. Grab them together. Front of the bag. And I can't get it to open. I haven't got my glasses on. My eyesight is not as good as it was. And there's my little cutie bow on there. And a Wink of Stella. Let me put my autofocus back on. It's a great pen. We've got two of them. We've got the gold and the clear. Give it a good shake. Let me find cardstock in a colour. Let's chop off a bit of black. You'll probably see it on there better. And if I zoom in, you get this wonderful glittery effect that just picks up, and it's you can see it as it moves, and it is such a little hint and a very subtle one. And you don't need to squeeze it, or I've found that I don't need to squeeze it. You don't need to be perfect. You can just sort of squash. Oh, you can't see that. You just blob it wherever you fancy. Dries super quickly, and you get, in appalling British daylight, there is, you can see that one, I think, best of all, this wonderful glittery look that is, looks like you've spent hours doing heat embossing. I call it heat embossing for cheats, or for the time challenged. I don't know that the camera's picking that up all that well, but it's really very pretty. It's very subtle, and it's easy to do. We love it. We love anything that's time saving and looks amazing. So there you go, SpringWatch birthday bouquet party bag. Love it. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me. Hope to speak to you soon.